Hey everyone, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel. This week, as you can see, I'm dealing with some breakouts. This was actually one of the biggest cystic breakouts I've ever had. And I actually ended up going in to get a hydrocortisone shot for it because it was just so big, and now it's healing. And I also have some breakouts on my chin. One of them is currently kind of like active and the rest are healing. So this week I thought I would show you how I do my foundation and my makeup routine for when I am dealing with breakouts, especially when they are textured breakouts. When you have breakouts that are textured, either raised or kind of like dipping in, whenever you put foundation or concealer over these breakouts, it can look very obvious. I kind of have a raised one on my chin now, and I have one that's dipping in on my forehead. So I wanted to share a product that has been helping me so much with my textured acne, especially when I want to wear makeup. And it has literally been saving my skin's life. It is the Fenty Blemish Defeat'r BHA Spot Targeting Gel. And what I love about this gel is you can actually apply it over your breakout and it will kind of just like fill in all of that texture to give you a smooth canvas. So then that way you can put your foundation and or concealer on top and it won't look as obvious. And the amazing thing about this gel is while it's creating that smooth canvas for your makeup to lay on top of, it's actually formulated with Salicylic Acid, which is my favorite BHA, to actually treat the acne at the same time. And we love a multifunctional product. I've just been so impressed with this, so I wanted to show you how I use it within my foundation routine. So I'm actually working with clean skin right now. I just washed my face and my face is now dry. You are supposed to put this on clean and dry skin. And my hands are also clean right now, so let us apply some of this gel. You can just kind of dispense out the product, thick like moussey kind of gel consistency. So I just take a little bit, probably like that much, and I'm just gonna dab it on some areas where I have some texture and I just want a smoother base on my forehead, which is a breakout that's also healing. But this was just such a big breakout, it actually just dips in a little bit. So whenever I've put foundation or concealer on top of it, it's just really obvious. I'm just gonna put some on the rest of my breakouts too. And then once you have it applied onto your breakouts, you want to wait about like 10-15 minutes for it to fully dry, and then you can continue on with the rest of your skincare routine and then the rest of your makeup routine. So I'm gonna wait for it to dry and I'll check in with you in about 10 to 15 minutes.
15 minutes later.
Okay, I am back. The gel has now dried down. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my skincare. When my skin is breaking out, I don't like to do like too much to it. I'm just gonna go in with my Glow Recipe Watermelon Niacinamide Dewdrops. And I love this serum because it just primes my skin so well for my foundation. I feel like it hydrates really well, provides just such a nice base. I don't know if I necessarily see brightening benefits from the niacinamide in this serum. I do feel like the niacinamide concentration is a bit low, but I just love the finish it gives my skin, so it's always a makeup prep step for me. So next I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Magic Cream, and this is pretty much my favorite moisturizer to use under foundation. I feel like this moisturizer in combination with the Glow Recipe serum just gives me like the perfect base for foundation. I love how this cream is just so thick and hydrating and just really primes my skin so well for foundation, especially in the winter where my skin tends to be drier, more sensitive, and more reactive to my chemical exfoliants and my retinols. So this is just a really great cream for underneath makeup, and I also love using it in the spring and summer as well. It's a year-round makeup prep product for me. That feels really good. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the COSRX Ultra Light Invisible Sunscreen, and this is a new sunscreen from them that I've been testing. I like this one because it's really light. Again, I don't want to do like too much underneath my makeup. The Charlotte Magic Cream Moisturizer is on the heavier side. And I'm just gonna give this sunscreen like a minute or two to sink in. It feels really good just to get some hydration onto my face. You can see that my skin is a lot more hydrated. The only downside of that Fenty BHA gel is, you know, you do have to apply it to clean, dry skin and you have to wait to let it dry, and I kind of hate waiting because my skin just feels so dry when there's nothing on it, but it's feeling so much better now. So as you can see, my skin is a lot more hydrated than a few minutes ago, and we're starting to kind of put that glowy base together. And then next I'm gonna go in with my One Size Secure the Blur Primer. primer. I know like all the lettering has faded off. This has been very well loved, but this is a great silicone-based primer that really just helps my foundation stick. And you don't need too much. I usually just apply maybe like a pea-sized amount. Give that like a minute to just sink in. This is really great because it just helps fill all the pores and just gives us an even smoother base for the foundation to glide onto. And then pretty much my everyday go-to foundation has been the Shiseido Revitaliscence Glow. I just really love this foundation because it gives pretty good coverage, but it has a very natural skin-like finish. And I actually just like applying this with my finger. So I'm just gonna go in and you can kind of already see like it is covering pretty well, but it doesn't look unnatural, which is what I like. It doesn't look too thick. It's not like caking up. You can still see my skin peeking through, which I feel like is important for a foundation to give like a natural finish. And then typically what I like to do is I'll go in with kind of just an even layer of this foundation, and that is covering the breakout down here pretty well. Probably just need to go in with a little more concealer later, because again, I would say this is like a medium coverage foundation, but of course it's like buildable. I'm gonna go in, cover that breakout, and honestly I'm pretty happy with the coverage the foundation's giving me all over. Now I'm just gonna go into the areas where I need a little bit more coverage with concealer, and I've been loving this Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. It gives really good coverage, but again, it has a really just like natural skin-like finish, and it's not like heavy, it's not cakey. I'm just gonna go in with a brush and apply it for a more precise application, and this is the oval blending brush from Sephora collection. I love using a brush like this, or you know, you could always use like a MAC 217 as well. I'm just gonna go in and just spot conceal areas that need a little more coverage. You can see this is smooth, like it does not indent in. I can show you what my foundation looked like yesterday when I used these same makeup products, just I didn't use the Fenty base, and you can definitely see that there was a noticeable indent. So I just really love that BHA gel for when you have some texture. Of course, it's not gonna fill in everything, but it makes things a lot less noticeable. I think also, you know, when you're breaking out, you may just want to fully cover your acne, but it can be kind of impossible to do that because acne is usually a raised bump. There's texture. So I just like to make sure that I'm kind of smoothing out as much texture as possible and making the breakout a little just less noticeable on my face. I don't want to completely get rid of it because I know that's not possible, but I just want to make it a little less obvious that I'm breaking out, and that's always my goal. And you can still see there's a small little indent, but it's a lot less noticeable when I use that Fenty BHA gel as a primer versus not. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the state of my skin and the concealer. I think it looks pretty natural, and you know, that's what I'm always going for. Next, I'm just gonna conceal a little bit underneath the eyes, and I love the YSL Touche Eclat for this. I find that this just cancels out any of my dark circles so well, but they have several different shades just depending on your undertone, and I love the coverage and finish that this one gives. And again, I'm just gonna blend it out with a brush and drag it up for some lifting. So pretty much done with the base makeup. I'm gonna go in with the Revitalash High Def Brow Pencil. I love this color because I find that it matches my brow color really well. Cool tone as well, so it goes with my complexion. And then I'm gonna take some Kosas Air Brow to just further define my brows. And then next I'm gonna go in with my Muji lash curler. And I love this lash curler because I have really hooded eyes. So with most other eyelash curlers, even like the Shiseido, the Shu Uemura ones, I've like tried all of them. Sometimes they can pinch my eyelid skin and it's like super painful. But this one, I don't know, something about the design, I can see my lashes way more easily, so I don't pinch my eye as much. It's way less painful, and I can get a much better curl with this one. And then I'm gonna go in with my Kosas palette I have just been loving this palette lately, even though I don't know if they're still making it. I think they might be phasing it out, but I love the colors in here, especially Whisper. And this is just like a really nice, neutral, cool color that I like to do just across my lids. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm going to tightline my eyes with this Revitalash Defining Eyeliner. Again, I just love using anything that can help make my lashes grow. I love doing a tight line as well because it just helps my lash line just look so much fuller. And then I'm just gonna go in with my Love Liner liquid eyeliner, and this is an eyeliner I got in Japan earlier this year, and this is like one of the top ranked eyeliners in Japan, and now I see why. It has really good staying power, super sharp felt tip, which is great for drawing a wing. Simple look today. It's like an everyday look. And then I'm gonna go in with the Clio Kill Lash as the finishing touch for my eyes. And I have been loving this mascara this year because it just really lengthens and defines and kind of volumizes my lashes like no other. It is a little hard to remove, but I highly recommend getting the mascara remover by Clio to help remove it a bit easier. I'm gonna apply some of the Say Glowy Super Gel in Star Glow. I love this shade. And I just take like a little bit and I'll just literally just apply it. And it's like all over my cheeks. It's super pretty. It's really subtle. Apply some to my nose. All over. And then for blush, we're also gonna do Say's Dew Blush. And this is in the shade Sweetie. Just gonna blend this in with a brush. It's a super pretty pink that layers so well on top of the glowy gel. And I just really like this look. I feel like it's super natural. I'm gonna skip the bronzer today. And then for lips, I'm just gonna go in with my YSL Candy Glaze lip gloss stick. And I love this because it just gives such nice shine in like a one swipe. It's so easy to apply. This is a really just like nice natural look. I'm not wearing a ton of foundation or concealer. My breakouts are just covered enough where I don't really feel like super self-conscious about it. But the best part is not only are my breakouts covered, but they're also being treated right now as well. And I just love how this Fenty Beauty Blemish Defeat'r works by just giving that protective layer over my acne to treat it, but also giving me a smooth base so that way my concealer and my foundation can just lay very smoothly on top of my breakouts. That way they're not as obvious and they're also being treated at the same time. And I just love it. I feel like this is just such an innovative product. If you're someone with acne and you wear makeup, then you definitely need this in your life. I feel like it makes such a big difference. Because again, especially with this healing breakout on my forehead, when I don't use this Fenty gel, this is what it looks like. Versus when I do use it, yes, you can still kind of see like a little indent, but it is a lot less noticeable. And I'm just really happy with the way it looks. I've also gotten some compliments on how glowy my skin looks with this routine, so hopefully this was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.